Now, how to put this concept of relaxing while holding the key, how to put that to use, of course, has to come into question. Now, we know we're going to be using our body, our arm, to make sound. However, not all the sounds are going to be equal in projection, duration, quality, any of the above. You know, it's interesting. I once had, at the 1979 Casals Festival, had to play the harpsichord. I got, my agent told them I could play the harpsichord, and of course it was just to get me the work. I didn't know anything about the harpsichord. And so I did actually do it. One piece on a chamber music program was played with the harpsichord, and immediately, the first thing I was mortified by, and this is not a knock on the harpsichord. I mean, harpsichordists can do things that I absolutely cannot do, but you couldn't play on that instrument, at least in my experience, with the weight of your body. It didn't make any difference because all the sounds were basically the same, and harpsichordists have to do a whole other set of skills to bring melodies out, to articulate. It's amazingly admirable. But on the piano, we have a different story here because we can use crescendo, we can use dynamic, we can use balance to a more in a more direct way, using our body. Now, if I took a piece, you see, often our melodies are in the case where they're not just a one line with an accompaniment. Often they are in the same hand. You have melody and accompaniment. The Schumann arabesque is a perfect example. Now, there's this contrapuntal line that runs from the left to the right. There's a bass line that's articulated mostly by the fifth finger in this left hand. And then there's that tune, that beautiful tune, that is played with the top of the right hand. Now, here is a good case of you're going to be using a totally relaxed hand, and here, your weight is going to press, and then you immediately let go, and you've got then just holding this way. The other notes, you will not play with all of that arm. They will just pretty much from here down, the finger this way. So you get the combination . And all the weight is in this part of the hand. Now, I may be exaggerating a little bit to make the point, but that is the basis of playing that beautiful tune as opposed to your accompaniment, which you will still use the relaxed hand. I mean, you're basically not trying to hold back. You're not trying to do this, oh, I have to play so softly. What you're doing is you're saying, okay, I'm giving in to just the finger, and not even feeling like you're going all the way down into the bed of the key where you are here. Going down into the bed of the key. Now, this is a theme that will run through all of our discussions about the piano. But basically, there are things that really matter. How far do you go down into the key? I mean, it really does make a difference. There is a sounding point. You know, you will make a sound if you do this. Now, that sound is not appropriate for a singing line, but for an accompaniment, it's perfect. So this is what we have to learn how to do, how to combine these things. You know, it's not that big a deal. If people knew what to do, there'd be a lot, I feel that the sound would improve greatly among pianists in general. Most pianists have very, very good equipment, but somehow this business often gets lost.